that okay.
Now the question is, will the court act? That's your next question.
Yeah, and I want to take that, if I may, to Dushyant Dave, who's joined us, senior advocate,
yes,
former head of the SCBA, Supreme Court Bar. Will that help, Dushyant Dave, that if you say now don't just focus on the so-called, the so-called accused, but try to also hold the police to account? Because again, you've got an MP and MLA saying all of this and nothing's happened.
Nothing will ever happen. Don't worry. This is an instrument of state policy to create hatred against the minority community. And everybody is party to it, from politicians down to bureaucrats to police officers, you name, and even judges are responsible for not really taking action. In Delhi riots, Anurag Thakur made one of the worst statements. And what happened? Innocent people are in jail. Nobody has taken action against him. So, unfortunately, the silence of Prime Minister, who is so well respected, who talks from time to time about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, his silence tells us that this is approved by them. As the elections come near, they launch this kind of tirade against the minority community to consolidate the votes of the Hindus. This is all they have left. They can't speak about unemployment. They can't speak about poverty. They can't speak about the gap between rich and poor. So what do? You try and flog minority community.
Right.
So I must tell you that Supreme Court in a judgment way back in 2014 had very categorically said this, and I'll quote it. As referred above, the statutory provisions, particularly penal law, providing sufficient remedy to curb the menace of hate speech. Thus, person aggrieved must resort to remedy. The root problem is not the absence of law, but rather lack of effective execution. So I think everybody, including police officers, are bound to uphold the constitution and the laws. Nobody wants to do it. You have a responsible commissioner of police, Delhi, who is otherwise well regarded. Why does he not act?